Hi friends, welcome to Insult. So today it is the 50th episode in the history series. So in the last episode of the history series, we discussed about the origins as well as the history of the country of the USA. So today we are going to do the same thing, but instead of the USA, it is the country of Brazil. Yes. So the history of Brazil, how it came, why did it get its name, and all of those things in one video. So let's start. So first 11,000 years ago, so the first human arrived from Northern America there was a Bering Strait. So at the time it was frozen because of the ice age. It was the Bering Bridge and people came through it, and then people were stuck in North America. Then that was pretty bad for them. Then they go south and finally they reach Southern America in 11,000 years ago. Yes. That's like 9,000 BCE. It's pretty long time ago. So then before the Europeans arrived, between the times when the first people arrived and the Europeans arrived. So between that time, so the Brazil was fought over by many diverse tribes. Yes, there were wars and battles happening over even before the Europeans arrived. So next 1494 AD. So the Treaty of Tordesillas divided the world between Spain and Portugal, just between a line. So the Portugal's half had a bit of Brazil, and just a bit, but had all of the old world, like most of the old world. So this treaty happened only between Spain and Portugal because at that time they were the only powers to have colonies. Yes. So the world was completely split between them. Portugal can only build colonies on their side, and Spain can only build colonies on their side. So Spain's side was mostly in all of the New World, while Portugal had all of the old world and the small part of Brazil. Yes, present day Brazil, like the tip part. Yes, at the peninsula. So next 1500 AD. So Brazil was first claimed by Portugal. So the navigators arrived and they just claimed the land for Portugal, as it was on the Portuguese side of the Tordesillas line. Yes, and also Brazil was named after a tree. That tree was called as Brazil wood, and the Portuguese named the land over it as Brazil. And yeah, they were named after a tree. So sad. Yes, they were named after any explorer. So next 1529 AD. So the colony was divided into ships that were then donated to the noblemen who will then administer the land. Yes, so I'm going to show how it even worked. So at the time, because of the Tordesillas line, Treaty of Tordesillas, the border was completely straight. Okay, so then think of this as the coastline of Brazil. Yes, so at the time it had a system like this. So the colony was split into these strips, which were very long at the time and were very straight too. Yes. So each of the strips were given to a nobleman who will then administer them. So this system was there until 1572. Then again they changed the system. So this new system is also for administering the colony only. So now again we need to draw the colony. So again we draw that. So now it was divided into a northern half administered from the city of Salvador, and southern half administered from Rio de Janeiro. So it was split in the middle. Yes. So yeah. Next 1580 AD. So the Iberian Union forms and Portugal and Spain unite, including the colonies. So at the time, as Portugal had so the king died without any heir. So they had to unite with Spain. Yes, including their colonies. So the colonies also united with the colonies next to them. Yes. So Portugal's colonies and Spain's colonies united. Yes. So that means Brazil also united with the Spanish colonies next to it. Yes. So that means then now settlers can cross the Tordesillas lines and expand Brazil to the west. Yes. So now the Tordesillas line had no use because there was no Spain, there was no Portugal. Both of them were just one country. So there was no need for the Treaty of Tordesillas. So now the settlers can expand west. Yes. So now Brazil is in its present day, mostly in its present day extent. Yes. So think of that as Brazil, but it kind of looks like a fish, but don't think about that. Yes. So next 1630 to 1654. So the Dutch colonized a part of northern Brazil. So at the time Brazil had lot of sugarcane farms, and a lot means a lot of them. Yes. So that's why even the Dutch wanted a small share of the sugarcane. So they came and colonized in the north, but their colony mostly failed, and now the Portuguese came and took that. Yes, even the French tried to take a small colony, but they also failed. Yes, they had a small colony in the 1555 in present-day Rio de Janeiro, but it completely failed. Yes. So next in 1790, so revolts for independence in Brazil start. Yes, small revolts in the street appear for the independence of the Brazil. So next 1808, so because of the Napoleonic Wars happening in mainland Europe, because of all the chaos in Europe, the royal family of Portugal fled into Brazil. So and they changed the capital of Portugal into Rio de Janeiro. So the royal family fled to Brazil because of the Napoleonic Wars, and the mainland was completely captured at that time by the French. So they moved here, where they changed the capital to Rio de Janeiro. Yes, that was very different for any empire to do that. Change their capital to a city in their colony. Yes, that was very different, but still, wow, you are very unique. Yes. So yeah. Next, in 1821. So they did that from 1808 to 1821. So in 1821, the king and the most of their family returns to Portugal. Yes, while his son stays in Brazil. Yes, the king's son. So the son stated the reasons for independence for Brazil. So this leads to the War of Brazilian Independence. So the next year, the Empire of Brazil gets its own independence. It declares its independence. But on 1825, the war finally ends, and they get recognized by Portugal. Yes, now they are their own independent country. They even have all of present-day Uruguay. But in 1828, Uruguay gets their own independence back. Yes, so sad. So next in 1889, the king was deposed by Republican military. They were couped, making the United Republic of Brazil. Now because of this Republican military army, coup of the king, so the king was deposed, and now the empire turned into the United Republic of Brazil. Yes. So next in 1917 to 1918, so they were involved in World War I on the Allies side. Yes. So that means they were on the winning side, but still, because they were on the last year, they didn't get anything. Pretty much, they got nothing. So next 1930 to 1945, they were controlled under military junta. Even they got their own fair share of military capturing. They got actually 3 times in their own whole history. The first time when it was turned into a republic, the next time when it was turned into junta, now in 1930 to 45. Next again 1964 to 1985, they were controlled under a military dictatorship. Ouch, they were so sad that they were getting under the military so much time. So next 1967 finally, so they changed their name back to the Federative Republic of Brazil. Yes, so it is now like the Brazil which we all know. And finally in 2016, in Rio de Janeiro, the 2016 Paralympics as well as the Summer Olympics were held. Yes. So yeah, this is for today about the origins of Brazil. Bye.